I got a mic stand, so I look like a stand-up comedian. Like one of the shitty stand-up comedians. Hey guys, spaghetti and meatballs. The donkey joke. I don't even have the script. Where the fuck did I put my phone? Where the fuck is my script, bro? Rimworld's kind of hard. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be hard, but you know, a little bit of a masochist. So I always do the most difficult things in games like this. The difficulty level says it all. Losing is fun. I'm currently attempting to do a special challenge with a mod called Paniel Automata. This is basically the naked brutality run where you start with nothing, but it is slightly customized to make it possible with this character. Paniel Automata have no passions. They have to receive maintenance every 60 days, and they have to drink Paniel fuel every single day. However, they cannot get food poisoning. They're immune to most diseases and can be fully repaired with the use of just 2 maintenance kits. And in my opinion, this is actually harder than the naked brutality run. Also, I've thrown in a few extra mods. Just a couple. And as an end goal, besides just surviving, I'm going to be taking the animal reconstructors ideology, which lets me scan animals into a database. And I want to scan them all. And there's a lot. I have Neiyoh's nature installed as one of these mods to allow me to scan all the animals a little bit easier. Basically, this means that every 15-ish days, my biome will completely change into a random new one. But here's the thing, losing is fun, and I have yet to do any of this. I need some viewer advice. So if you play Rimworld a lot, you got some good ass strats, you got some good ideas going on, leave me a comment, because oh man, this is kicking my ass. To Experiment Manager. Hello, Manager. Thank you for participating. This experimental automaton can study and learn skills like a human. You only get one, blah, blah, blah. We've given you 1 year's worth of Paniel fuel and 3 brain cores. The brain cores are used to make more Paniel Automata, but I don't do that in this run. I was always set up my priorities in this manner to begin with. Obviously changing them around depending on whatever other colonists I end up getting. But, you know, I think this is all right. Because of the way that Neiyoh's nature does biome transitions, I like to set up my base in the middle of the map. So this is where I put my grow zone for rice down, since rice is the fastest growing food in the game. And I'll always be notified what the next biome switch is going to be. And in this case, it's going to be tall grass prairie. Now, as long as it's not iceberg or sea ice on the first transition, I'd say this run is good to go. And then I build my first little shitty shelter, and I stockpile all my belongings in it, and I get a bed and a research table down ASAP. And I usually do something like this for my schedule, and these last like 3 ticks over here, I usually make them recreation as well before sleep. Stockpile some berries for our first source of food, and wall in our compound. My trap hallways always look something like this. I don't know if this is the optimal way of doing it, but my way seems pretty okay. And with the first raid appearing, they always just run in and die immediately to the spike traps, so I can steal their clothing. And as more and more raids appear, I'm gonna steal all their clothes and weapons and everything and stockpile those as well. Once I feel relatively safe, I start setting up the full main courtyard, just to open things up a little bit so I can actually start assembling the real base. I'm not sure if I should wait to do this and like get more research done, but I personally always feel better when I have like a full complex set up. So here's my logic to base setups, right? I always centralize my food since everyone is going to go for food eventually anyway. I put the workbenches, the bedrooms, and the dining rooms all around that. And then the outside is the big farming and power area. And this top rectangle over here will eventually just turn into the kill box. You know, for putting in turrets and fighting stuff. This is what'll happen to raids that try to attack me for the time being. So something, the time goes on, and we've got a wanderer to join us. They happen to be an automata. You can tell by the weird, like, serial code name. Here's the thing about wanderers in my little mod pack. They're always traitors. Always. They will always turn evil and try to break all your shit and try to murder everybody. It's not really supposed to be always, but I'm a very unlucky person. But if you refuse a wanderer, you get a negative mood debuff, I think. So I always accept them, and I just make sure that they don't have any weapons for a while. So our new little automata friend shows up, and I put her to work for a little while. And wow, I'm so surprised she ended up being a traitor. Who could have foreseen these events happening? She actually, like, really fucks up Shy. Like, for a girl with no weapon. Like, what the fuck? Right leg destroyed and right thumb. Like, this automata ripped off Shy's leg with her bare hands. That's so metal. Yeah, so here's the problem. When automata die, they blow up, which will naturally cause a fire. So, no real choice here. I have to go heal Shy in a place where she won't burst into flames. I managed to stop the fire from destroying the crops and also from destroying the fridge. And as it was destroying the outer wall, it started to rain, so that mitigated a lot of damage. But right as the rainstorm ended, it struck a lightning bolt right next to my outer wall. And I desperately tried to stop the fire from spreading, but it's just going out of control. So I try to salvage what I can of the psychoid leaves. And only after all of my psychoid and heal root is destroyed, starts the rain. Thanks, I guess. So I'm super behind, kind of fucked, to be honest. And I've had this quest just sitting here that would give me a free colonist. So I say, screw it. You know, what's the worst that could happen? I need him. And, 5 new colonists join. What? I don't really have anything, you know, set up for this amount of colonists, so I start panic throwing together just any sort of plan for them to exist. And the 2 raiders that were chasing them just immediately died. I mean, like, they didn't even have a chance. I mean, it's a good thing I've been saving up those weapons at least. But see, now that I have all these extra colonists around, it puts a lot of negative mood debuffs on Shy, and she goes into a catatonic mental break. What you don't know is one of the worst mental breaks that you can get, and it basically leaves her completely useless for several days. Awesome. But you would think, okay, he's kind of set now though. He's got 6 colonists, and you know, he does have enough food to actually sustain. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. As I'm slowly trying to rebuild and pull the colony back from the brink. We switched to Badlands, by the way. Since there's little to no food here in the Badlands, a cougar starts hunting Daisuke. And he goes down with a lot of wounds. That's okay. I send Jerry to go try to heal him. And another cougar starts hunting Jerry. So he goes down. And all this is happening while Shy is on a mental break, of course. So Daisuke dies. And Shy comes out of the mental break. And I have her build the database ASAP before even attempting to save Jerry. Because that thing is giving us a minus 40 mood debuff right now for having no scans. Holy shit. But everything's okay. I have Shy go fight and kill the last remaining aggressive cougar. And then save Jerry. Some more time passes, some slow rebuilding, and Jerry goes catatonic while I'm going to send Shy to trade with some people. And then right before Shy starts trading with them, she also goes catatonic. Like, dude, what is happening? Now, the Man in Black event is actually completely disabled for this challenge. However, I have a race mod called the Ratkin, and they add a similar to Man in Black event called the Vagabond. Meet Valestra. Now, she is completely mediocre in every sense of the word, but she is going to bring back this colony from the brink of extinction single-handedly. I've got to be honest, most people would have restarted by this point at least, because this is This run's just so fucked. But you know, I'm crazy. So after Valestra saves me from extinction, basically nothing happens for several days. And then my storyteller goes, you know what? It's been a while. Fuck you. Manhunter, pack of black bears. Oh no. So in my rush to gear everybody up, Jerry goes catatonic again. This shit just writes itself. Now, let me explain something if you haven't played Rimworld a whole lot. This game is bullshit. And for someone like me, who plays not only the hardest difficulty, but I play on commitment mode, which means you can't reload past saves. Sometimes the game needs a little bit of influence. Cheating. I cheated. Yes. This is a point in this run where I would have completely lost. But you can't tell me that this was completely fair and also my own fault. A little bit my fault, but not fair. No, I have had the catatonic mental break, one of the worst ones, 4 times across 2 people. One of them being the starting colonist that this whole challenge is about. Like, come on. I feel completely justified into going into dev mode and making this little conundrum, we'll call it, work out. Look, even as compensation, I sacrificed Jerry to the Rim Gods, and then I'm blessed with a really good biome transition. We're going to the idyllic meadows, a mod biome that is considered even easier than temperate forest. Absolutely beautiful. What's great is that nothing happens except for this technophile rampage that Valestra goes on, where she destroys my 5 self-repair kits. I had self-repair kits the whole time. Could have just repaired Shy. She didn't have to be missing a leg this entire time. What the fuck, me? And so the biome transition begins once again to winter taiga. But you know, I can't make it through a single biome without Shy going catatonic again. This fucking game. You know, this is how you tell how weak and far behind I am right now. I got a raid, and they sent 1 person with a melee weapon. And that was it. I have been playing this run for 15 hours at this point. Awesome. I have not progressed, like, at all since the fires at the very beginning. But that finally, it's going to change. I built the Automata fabrication bench, the Paniel specific production building for building Paniel fuel and also other automata. And I do nothing with it. So get this, a transport pod falls out of the sky with a character named Cell. She's incapable of violent, but she does have all the skills that would free up Shy to do research, finally. Fun fact, colonists that fall out of the sky like that, with one of my additional events mods, they have a very, very low chance to turn into a, yeah, they're extremely powerful, so, we just never go into that room until they actually see a live colonist or a corpse. They're passive, so not my problem. And then I create the chem fuel generator to create chem fuel from wood and organics, you know, like rice. Now this time for real, I'm finally about to make progress, and the biome change floods half my base. Eventually, a trade caravan shows up, and they're hanging out in the exact right spot. So let's unleash the beast. They take care of it with a few gunmen, no problem, so I can have my bedroom back. Because I value my time, I'm going to speedrun the next big block of gameplay. You ready? Nothing happens. I gain colonists, I lose colonists, and in the end, it just ends up being a net neutral. I'm still left with only Shy and Valestra. It's actually insane. Oh, but there is this really funny incident with this alligator manhunter pack. See, they all end up dying, except for one, to wandering travelers. And when the one comes in, it basically shreds my colonist and eventually just insta-kills her. But when I tab out to the world map, oh no, the other colonist I had was a traitor. But since they're heavily wounded from fighting an alligator, they just steal the alligator's corpse and leave. I had such hard whiplash that I just stopped playing for the night after this. There's this cool little ocular jellyfish thing that's turning this biome like into an ocular forest biome. It's corrupting like all the plant life. So I scan it. I barely scanned any animals this entire run. This run has just been so fucked. I've completely forgotten all my goals. I murder it because it's changing everything way too fast. Some time has passed again, and I've managed to keep these few colonists, so I think they've earned their place. I've replaced the floors so they don't get affected anymore during a biome change, and I've started to expand the base slightly. And Greg! Yeah, Greg! I'm still really far behind on research at this point though, and my kill box is nowhere near being ready. It has been a long time since there was, a raid or any negative event, so I'm kind of expecting yeah, I let the run die there. There is just no coming back from something like that. And even if I had like minorly cheated a little bit, I would just been set back so far again. The run had been on and off of life support for the last 15 hours of gameplay. Like just let it end. Not all stories have a happy ending. Sometimes they just kind of end. This is basically the Naked Brutality run, but I already forgot the rest of the line. Rimworld's kind of hard, and it's also pretty difficult. I drank too much. Spaghetti and meatball. However, they cannot get food poisoning, they're immune to most diseases, and forgot the last one. However, they cannot they can't. My biome will change completely into a completely, very much completely to experiment manager. Hello? Hello, Manhunter. We're going to the idyllic melodies. Idyllic melodies. And so the biome transition. English is hard sometimes.